Hi, and welcome to the module on how to use essential oils safely, how to get started. There's three main ways to use essential oils, and you can use them topically on your skin, you can diffuse them in a diffuser, or if you buy a certain kind of essential oil, you can actually ingest them. We're going to talk mostly today about diffusing and rubbing topically. Now, if you're someone who's living with pain in your life every single day in your body, you are likely more sensitive and you want to just really listen to what I say when you start right now for you starting to get using essential oils safely, okay? Because you want to have a good experience with essential oils the first few times you use them so that you want to keep trying and experimenting and using them more. All right, so a diffuser. A diffuser is an incredible thing to have. It really helps to purify the air. It's a brilliant thing to have at night in your bedroom. I have it within my kids' bedroom almost every night, and especially if they get a cough, they're starting to get the sniffles, a cough or cold, 100% I put it in there and rub a few things on them topically, and they're good to go the next morning. They have a great sleep, usually. So here we go with, you pour water in your diffuser, that's it, and it doesn't, I use tap water, doesn't have to be distilled, you may read that too. And then for this diffuser, it recommends using 8 to 12 drops. And I don't generally do that unless I'm using it during the daytime in the main floor of my house. But when I'm using it at night, which is when I use them the most, I just use about 3 drops because it's just a little bedroom, right? And I use them so constantly, I want them to last too. All right, now here, then after I've poured my water in and I only added about 3 drops. I'm in a small room today. I put the lid on and I press. I can get a beautiful glow. You probably can't see it, but it's glowing. So in one of my children's room, it's kind of like their night light. And then my other child's room, they don't like the light, so I just leave it on dark. So make sure you find one that has options because it's really important for at night, right? If it's lighting up or changing color or all sorts of different things. But most of them do have 2 different settings, which is great. Now, to use essential oils topically, a great safe way to start is by mixing them with a carrier oil before you put them on your skin. The oil I have today is organic sesame oil, which actually is for using on your skin. I use it on my skin really often, and it's not edible. So, and then olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, a good cold pressed oil is anything that you would put on your skin is a great carrier oil. And you just grab a little dish from your kitchen and make sure that it's not plastic. These oils here from Young Living are so pure that I can show you an experiment where they actually eat through the styrofoam or the plastic. They really eat through it. So I actually do an experiment where I actually put it on a balloon and it pops the balloon. Pretty crazy. Now, I put just a little, you can see just a tiny little bit, you can call it a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of the carrier oil, my sesame oil, and then I just added 1 drop of peppermint in here. And you can add, sometimes you're pouring and 2 or 3 come out by accident. That's fine. This is not a real science. It's just diluting it a little bit so that it's less intense on your skin. And then what you want to do, especially again, if you're someone who's really sensitive, and lots of people living with chronic pain every day are sensitive. So you want to just rub just a little bit, maybe on your hand or on your forearm, and then wait and just see how your body responds to it. And then you can go forward with more if your body seems okay with it. And if it doesn't, if there is a little rash or reaction or it just doesn't feel right, then that's more information about the health of your body. And I would love to hear about it because I can help you out more with that in the Live a Pain-Free Life Facebook group. Definitely tell me about that because we can work a little bit more together and figure out what might be going on inside your body that would cause such a pure substance to have a little bit of a reaction. It's something to get curious about instead of saying, oh, I can never use essential oils again. That's my recommendation. And then when you're using them topically, you start with the carrier oil to be safe, like I said, a small area. And then if you don't react, you're sort of good to go. And the places where I love to use essential oils topically are on the feet. The feet are genius. I use Thieves on my kids' feet a ton with coughs and colds, or just preventative during, December when we're staying up later and there's all sorts of stuff going on in December and it's, cold and flu season. I always am putting Thieves on their feet. It's a mix. It's really great for that type of thing. So I'm always putting them on their feet before they go to bed. It's brilliant. I highly recommend using socks after you put it on your children's feet or your own. You just don't want, if I put about 5 layers, which I sometimes do on my feet before I go to bed, 5 different oils, it's pretty oily. So then I just throw my socks on and my sheets are fine. But normally, what I also recommend for your clothing's sake is to do this before bedtime. Is a great time when you're wearing kind of pajamas you don't really care about. And then if you get a little bit of oil on them, it hasn't been a big deal in my world. It doesn't seem to stain or do anything like that. Okay, but you don't want to oil your clothes, that's for sure. So just use some common sense around that. And another great place to rub it on topically is along your spine, because these essential oils are so great. They're a phenomenal tool for help calming the autonomic nervous system, right? For help calming down, creating a feeling of relaxation in your body, and that's working on your nervous system. So of course the spine is a great place to use essential oils. And again, like I said, you can layer them once you know that how your body responds and you've been safe using your carrier oil with different oils. You can start layering them along your spine. It's your choice if you continue using the carrier oil or not. I just rub them topically like crazy everywhere. My spot where I like to really put them is my abdomen for my digestion, because I always need support there. And so I mix around at night before I go to bed and it feels great. As well, your neck during the day, I carry peppermint. I love peppermint. I carry peppermint in my purse and I just often put it on topically during the day, and it gives this tingling feeling that feels really, really good. It can be used as sort of like a little energizer, and I like to put it on my belly too. So the neck, the spine, the feet, those are the main areas where I use my essential oils topically and where I use them on my children. As well, I'll use it on the chest too if it's cough and cold time and someone's having trouble getting to sleep. I will do it there as well. So another safety tip that you can learn from me and not do is every time you use essential oils, wash your hands. Because if you forget and rub your eye, it really hurts. It's not going to damage your eye, of course, but it hurts. And the best way to make it stop hurting is to grab a carrier oil and just rub it on. Don't use water. It's going to make it burn worse. I've done that too. And so I'll rub it all over my kids at night, and then they'll, 10 minutes later, they're lying in bed and they're screaming, I got the oils in my eye. So just be careful. Wash your hands. I make them wash their hands because, of course, now they want to help me and do it themselves and all that fun stuff. So wash your hands after you touch essential oils. Even pouring them into the diffuser, I recommend a good hand wash. So those are all the mistakes. Oh, and one more thing about safety is when you're using, this is lemon, when you're using any type of citrus oil, they say that it's photosensitive. So don't put these on. I try not to put any essential oils on during the summer in the morning on my kids, I do it on myself, but not on my kids, because I've done that mistake. I rubbed it on their neck and my child got such a bad sunburn. So don't do that either. These are very photosensitive, and maybe you're making your own bug spray, which people do with the essential oils. Don't use any citrus in it. So that's also a really good tip. and a safety tip. What else? I think that's really it. Those are all of my main mistakes I've made. The eyes are a big deal, and just have fun with it. And the other thing about ingesting them, if you're curious about that, is you want to get a good quality essential oil, obviously. And Young Living has a line where they have essential oils especially for ingestion. They've got basil and black pepper and dill and oregano and lavender, all sorts of things, and you can use them in your cooking, and you can also ingest them. It's safe, it's approved by the people that approve these things. And what I recommend is getting you can get empty veggie gel tablets where you can pour them into. And again, if you were starting, you would start with just 1 drop, and you could even add a bit of coconut oil in the capsule, just again to dilute it, to make it so it isn't so intense. Some people then just put a little bit of water, add some essential oils that way, and do it with the ones we're allowed to do that with. There's all different ways. And if you're curious about that, definitely ask me about that in the Facebook group, Live a Pain-Free Life, and we can talk more about it there. So ingestion is an option, and I use the veggie capsules when I choose to do it, and I recommend that you do too, because this is, especially this brand, they're very pure, so they're very powerful. And so you just want to be careful with how you start to use them. I hope this has been helpful, and I'd love to hear about how you used your essential oils topically and how your body responded. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll learn some more about essential oils in the next module. Bye-bye.